What's good? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, MarkN MUFCFAN, and I'm back with some news. It's the midday update just to ask you guys a few questions. I want to hear what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments. There's a poll running, guys, so make sure get in, smash a like, contribute to the poll. It's going to be running for the 30 minutes of the live stream. Just wanted to ask you guys, what are your thoughts? Where do you stand? This is what I believe. I'm not going to come with those sensational headlines like some other people might do. I'm coming with my thoughts as a United fan, my views, and I will bring information and reports out there that will either support or object to my views, because at the end of the day, I don't make the news. I'm just reporting on it. You know what I mean? Nah, bro. Come on, man. Do you really think so, bro? For real, Brian? Wow, bro. I heard 50 cent, 35 cent. I'm not first time I'm hearing that, bro, to be fair. I even hear Kevin Durant, but that's a mad one as well. Big up to you, glory, Man United. I'm fine, bro. Feeling much better these days. Yeah, that's right. We lost against Liverpool, but it's football. Win, draw, lose happens on a match. So we just think about the future. We are united 100%. Nah, bro. I'm decent, but I won't say I'm a goalkeeper, but I'm better with my feet on the ball than Onana. That's a guarantee, bro. 100%. Crazy to want ETH out after 3 games, 200 million spent on his choice of players, 2 not even played yet. All of the ETH ultras hope they could get Southgate. I'll think about that, bro. We are in the end game now, bro. It's time for the team and the coach to perform. Well, I won't say it's the end game. That sounds a bit, ultimatum like. I think we are in the point of restructure. We are in the point of rebuild. And actually, lots of the content creators that are talking about sacking the manager, they all talked about this is the first actual rebuild of all time. This is the greatest one because we have a structure. But it just seems to be that no one is trusting the structure. I mean, of course, we've seen some things last season, but what we didn't have last season was footballing people in charge. And I know I want to bring some news to the table, because we might not have had footballing people in charge last season, but we definitely have footballing people in charge this season. Most importantly, let's start with some, let's start with some good news, some better news, something that, you guys might enjoy. You know what I mean? Let's talk about this. Some reports coming in. Manuel Ugarte, did he drop a starting hint that he could be starting? Let's see how it goes. And the summer signing praises the new project and the atmosphere around Manchester United. New Manchester United midfielder Manuel Ugarte has suggested that he will be ready to make debut after the international break. Erik ten Hag poured doubt over the £42 million signing's ability to make the trip to Southampton on the 14th of September. He was outcast from the Paris Saint-Germain squad while negotiating his move to Old Trafford. However, Ugarte has now insisted he was raring to go. I am very happy, very hungry, and very excited. He was quoted by Sport 890 upon his arrival with the Uruguayan international team. I feel very good. The truth is, I haven't played many minutes since the season began, but I physically feel very good. Ten Hag remarked that it's not like I'm Harry Potter when it comes to invigorating the Man United team, which was beaten 3-0 by Liverpool on the weekend. Summer signings Matthijs de Ligt, Joshua Zirkzee, Nusa Mazraoui all started the derby, while Rasmus Højlund and Luke Shaw could return from the injury break after. It will take time, the manager said. It's not like I'm Harry Potter. That's what you have to acknowledge. If you see Manuel Ugarte, he didn't play so far in the season. Not 1 match minute. So he needs to build his fitness, and then we can have to build him in the team. I'm sure he'll be an important player, but that will take a couple of weeks, maybe even months. And I don't think we should be too harsh on that reply by the manager. I think it's understandable. The guy could hit the ground running. That means in 2 to 3 weeks, he could be a regular fixture starter in the team. And that might be very, very positive for United. But we can also look at the fact that, he could take some time to get familiar with the play style of the Premier League and stuff like that. So I think he's being honest there. So what are your thoughts about Manuel Ugarte, guys, coming back, looking to be ready to start at the beginning after the international break, guys? How does that make you feel? Does that improve your mood, make you guys a little bit more optimistic? Well, let's check out some other stories coming in right now. We wanted to talk about this, and I really wanted to talk about this little segment here because, you know, I didn't speak about it earlier, but Dan Ashworth has been talking. He has been talking about, you know, the transfer strategy this summer and the controversial bits of some of the transfers that we did. And I think it's important for fans to know. Big up to everyone. Big up to you, Steffi. Big up to G-Wolf. Big up to Lucky Singh. Big up, brother. You hope you're well. We are going to train Wilcox to support our management team 100%. Randy is in here. Big up to Randy as well. Big up to you, G-Wolf. It was embarrassing a result, but I'm optimistic Ten Hag and the squad will turn it around. 100%, my brother. You know what I mean? Steffi, you didn't get to, you probably danced on the tables, but, you know, was not in the joyful mode that you wanted to be in, to be fair. Maybe just joyful on life. You know, I'm sorry that you didn't get to enjoy it, you know, and a proper victory dance. You know what I'm saying? But big up to you. Ugarte, Bugatti. Big up to Kazim coming in. And yeah, he sounds like he's going to possibly be a Bugatti. But let's hear what was in the thoughts of Dan Ashworth, or transfer guru. Manchester United's summer transfer window has drawn significant attention, not least because of the club's apparent inclination towards signing players familiar to Ten Hag. Dan Ashworth, the newly appointed sporting director at Old Trafford, has mounted a staunch defense of these decisions. With multiple acquisitions originally from Ajax, where Ten Hag previously managed, questions have been raised whether this approach is a strength or a sign of limited vision. Ashworth, however, insists that the strategy is both deliberate and necessary, as reported. You know what I mean? Familiar faces and new challenges. It's easy to understand why eyebrows have raised over the current recruitment policy. Players such as Andrew Onana, Martinez, De Ligt, Anthony, Mazraoui, all of whom has past ties with Ten Hag at Ajax, are now wearing the red shirt. For some, it seems like a convenient way to fast-track cohesion within the squad, but it also raises concerns about the breadth and depth of United scouting operations. Ashworth doesn't shy away from the criticism, instead offering a robust explanation for the club's choices. It's human nature to work with someone you've worked with previously in all contexts and in all business contexts. But we've also signed a number of players this summer who haven't worked with Eric previously. This defense underscores a broader, more nuanced approach to recruitment, one that balances familiarity with fresh perspectives. The balance of familiarity and new talent. Ashworth's argument rests on the notion that while the familiarity can be a decisive factor, it's not the sole criterion for signing players. He highlights the acquisitions of Lenny Yoro, Manuel Ugarte, and Joshua Zirkzee as examples of talent brought in without any prior connection to Ten Hag. The implication here is clear. While comfort of previous working relationships can ease transitions, it's not a crutch that the club is leaning on exclusively. I agree with that. Indeed, Ashworth's comments reflect a deeper understanding of the recruitment process. You do as much due diligence as you possibly can, he explained, detailing the exhaustive checks that go into assessing potential signings, from medical records to personality traits and the pressure handling capabilities. No stone was left unturned. Yet Ashworth concedes you have never truly know what you've got, staff or player, until you start to work with them. The importance of retaining core talent. Beyond the incoming transfers, Ashworth emphasized the importance of retaining key players, with Bruno Fernandes's long-term contract standing out as a critical achievement. Fernandes has been a linchpin for United since his arrival, and Ashworth was effusive in his praise. Retaining your best talent is important, and Bruno clearly had an unbelievable season. He's been brilliant since he's been here. The focus on stability within the squad, as seen as in the retention of Fernandes, Tom Heaton, Johnny Evans, Toby Collier, complements the influx of new talent. It's clear signal while new signings are essential, maintaining a core group of experienced players is just as crucial for long-term success. Looking ahead, says Ashworth, the bigger picture, as we continue to rebuild under Ten Hag, Ashworth's comments offer insight into the club's strategic vision. It's not merely about bringing in players who fit the manager's style, but ensuring that the overall squad composition supports the long-term goals of the club. By blending familiarity with new talent and retaining essential players, United hopes to strike a right balance between continuity and innovation. However, the question remains, Is this the right approach for the club's United stature? Only time will tell if Ashworth and Ten Hag's shared vision will lead the Red Devils back to the pinnacle of English football. Our concurrent view, and let's see what others were thinking. There's been a collective approach that came in with a summary of what their thoughts are on the situation. The defense Ashworth offered regarding the club's transfer strategy may not be entirely convincing. While it is understandable that the manager would prefer to work with familiar faces, the reliance upon ex-Ajax players could be seen as a limitation rather than a strength. One might argue that this approach undermines the global scouting network that United have reputed to have. With so many talented players available worldwide, why is there perceived need to refer to known quantities? Moreover, the signings of Euro, Ugarte, and Xerxes might appear as an attempt to placate critics, showing that the club is not solely focused on Ten Hag's former charges. However, the real issue lies whether these new additions can genuinely make a difference in the highly competitive environment of the Premier League. For many fans, the jury is still out. Retaining key players like Bruno is certainly a positive move, yet it begs the question whether United is doing enough to build around such talent. Bruno's long-term contract might secure the club's present, but what about the future? Are the recent signings sufficient to propel the club to the top of the league, or are they merely sticking plasters on over a deeper issue? In essence, while Ashworth's rationale provides some comfort, the overall strategy may leave fans wondering if Man United are generally moving forward or merely treading water. The club's success in the coming season will ultimately determine whether this transfer approach is a masterstroke or a missed opportunity. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments what you are thinking. This is just some information coming out right now. I thought you guys would like to know these things so you guys could think about it, have these, the information is always good. The more you know, the better you can decide. Big up to everyone coming in. Name 2 United ex or present players with 2 first names. Jemba. Fabio dos Santos. Dos Santos, you know what I mean? But yeah. Rafael Morrison. That's 2, right? Big up. Big up to you, league baller. Big up to Aris Cali. Wilcox. Big up to Brian Foskett. Steve Bruce. That's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. You know what I mean? That's a good one. That's a good one as well. Dwight York. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's 2 first names there. You could consider it like that if you want to look at it. Big up. Big up. You know what I mean? Guys, what are your thoughts on this report over the controversial transfer strategy? I think it was an interesting strategy. I think it could prove to be a masterstroke as well as it could fail. But the only proof is in the pudding, guys. And the only proof I would say is let's see if it works or not over the course of the next 7 games. I think after 10 games, you would have a real sample size to give an assessment on the team, the performance, how the system works with the new profiles coming in. I think that's the best way to look at it, guys. Paul Parker. Big up to Parker. Parker Swayze. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's her first name, baller. You can't laugh at her for that. Parker Swayze is real. You know what I mean? Big up to you. All right, guys. I talked about this story earlier on. Everyone is seemingly talking about it right now, that the Man United hierarchy is backing Eric Ten Hag. I think the fans, most importantly, Michael Owen, yes, big up to you, bro. Cristiano Ronaldo, it's another one. That's my GOAT, guys. I know you guys probably know that. If I was to make, you see the GOAT in the background there, bro. You know what I mean? Big up Tim Howard. Yeah, that's a lot, bro. Big up, guys. So I just wanted to bring it out. I think although it's important that the hierarchy supports the manager throughout this difficult first 3 games, I think it's even more so important that the fans, despite us being upset, frustrated, angry, and probably rightly so for all of the 3 or even some, I think we must back the players as well. We must show these guys support. The attackers are youngsters, under 23 years old, barring Rashford. They're all under 23. You know what I mean? These guys need to get some motivation. They need to know that the fans, support them. And I think for the young lads, it's extremely important that we show support. You know what I mean? We have a young squad, guys. Despite all we've been through in the last few seasons, our squad age has been drastically reduced. Most of our players are young. Toby Collier came in Sunday. He did his best. You know what I mean? You know, they didn't concede a fourth goal. You know, Toby was there. He did really well. I thought, you know, he came in. He could not have come into a worse situation. It was no means settling for him. I think, you know, we need to start, you know, at least give these players the comfort to make mistakes so that will help them improve. Because if they're afraid to try, they're never going to make that step up, guys. You know, so we need to stop making players afraid to make mistakes. Of course, we don't want to see mistakes by any means, but mistakes will happen, guys. Mistakes will happen. You know what I mean? When we're raising toddlers, we don't tell them be afraid to make mistakes. We tell them, you know, try, and you know, if you try again. Some things you shouldn't try. That's 100% true, and some things might be bad. But at the same time, you know, you lift them up, you help them, you know, you give them the courage to never give up. And I think we need to put that out there as a fan base. This is why, you know, my saying, united we stand or fail, has nothing to do with Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out. It has everything to do with us as fans, every single one of us. No matter if we're from China or from the Caribbean or the UK, Manchester, or you're from, you know, Europa, anywhere in there. You know, we are all Manchester United fans. We all want this club to win. Everybody here, no matter if we have different opinions, we have different favorite players, we like the coach, we dislike the coach, we still want to see United as the best club in the world. What is it going to take from us to support these players that we have? The transfer window is closed now. We can't sell anyone until it's January. So between now and January, one, to boost these players' confidence, to boost them up and maybe maintain their value on X, it might be good that we support. You know, let's not saying don't criticize them, but let's not abuse them, guys. You know what I mean? Not saying any of you have. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe as well, guys. You know, it really helps the channel grow. You know what I mean? The early likes really push it on to the next possible viewer. And I might sound like super positive, Mr. Optimist, you know, but at the same time, I'm just thinking, guys, you know, while we can criticize the team, while we can criticize the manager, at the end of the day, we are all United fans. We should support the players. Right now, it's a difficult time. A lot of them are, you know, have a point to prove, whether it's Rashford, it's Anthony, whether it's Bruno, whether it's Mainu, you know what I mean? Each one of them in different stages of their career, different stages of having something to prove, whether it be to themselves, to the fans, you know, to the world. You know what I mean? And we need to give them the support to be confident in doing whatever they're going to do. At the end of the day, you know, we want to get it right, but no one is perfect. And I've never seen a perfect football game in my life. I've seen amazing games, but I've always seen mistakes in some games. You know what I mean? Even some of the best games I've ever seen. So I'm like, guys, I know it's upsetting. I know it's frustrating. I know it's not where we want to be. I know it's not what we want to do as well, because we want to be in the top. We wanted to win all 3 games at the beginning, be on 9 points, be in contention for first place all throughout the season. That's the United brand. That's our legacy. That's our heritage. But right now, the future is a long road there, back to where we belong, because we've let that slip for a decade, guys. We cannot forget that. And now we have to work our way back. The team has finally been given the tools, right? And even if the system was flawed last season, let's say it was based on the fact that we had the wrong profiles and also the manager didn't change things. We have a brand new we have some brand new players that fit the profiles that some of us were saying we were missing last season. We have brand new coaches that come in that should be able to, you know, dispute with Ten Hag on his selection and what we're doing and some of the problems that we're seeing, right? But I can say as a fan that I haven't seen any improvement. We're not conceding anywhere near the same amount of shots. We're not conceding anywhere the same amount of chances. You know, we're a little bit more compact, a little bit more composed. We are starting to see more and more of the same patterns in attack happening, more and more in the same patterns of playing out from the back as well. Less wild balls over the top. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where we could, I think, maybe we wait a few more games, watch how they turn it around, see Ugarte play 2 or 3 games, before we criticize, before we say it's done and dusted, you know what I mean? And let's support the players, because at the end of the day, these are all our players. This is all we have. We have nothing left. You know what I mean? There's no one else coming in unless it's a free agent. So we need to support these guys. You know what I mean? Manchester is red, always going to be red, says Rasta Stocks. Stephanie is saying, as long as we learn from the mistakes and not repeat the mistakes. That's a huge point, 100%. Big up to that. It's hard to support a manager who still talks about building a team and style of play after 3 years. Well, you know, let's talk about context, LBLB. Big up to you, broski. Good morning. Hope you're well. And I think he's right in saying that. Now, while I'm mad that this is the 3rd year, I'm going to be honest and say this to you. The first season, that was never the style of play we were going to play going forward. It was a means to end. If we can acknowledge that based on the fact that we all said more than 10 players, open heart surgery should have been conducted in that summer, it didn't happen. Yes, we did sell some players, but not enough. You know, there was no progression in squad rebuild in the 2nd season. We brought in Mason Mount Onana. That was not enough. We need a defenders guy. You know what I mean? So we didn't have that consistent support. And in my honest opinion, if you really look at it prospectively, he's really been fully back this summer because he got players in various profiles in different parts of the pitch that he needed last season. So while I don't agree with him saying we need to build a squad entirely, I do agree that with the new additions, it's still going to take time for them to get in and bring an impact. Some of them might impact from the first game, just like Mazraoui. Some of them might take a few games, like Delite. You know what I mean? This guy hasn't kicked a ball, man, when Ugarte. So we have to give it time. We have to give it a few games, guys. 10 games might be a lot, but in the reality of things, what if we go on to win the next 7 games? Then who would be wrong? I don't think anyone would be wrong, really. I think everyone would be in their rights because it was frustrating watching the game on Sunday. I was like depressed, bro. I was frustrated. I was upset. I was feeling so many emotions. And I was just like, bro, we're a work in progress. But I've been saying this since last season, but we are. As much as we don't like it, we could look at all the other teams and compare what they're doing, but they don't have the issues we have. They don't have the problems with players that we have. They didn't have a transfer in mid-season that we have. They don't have the fan base that we have that demand excellence like we do. You know what I mean? So when you say of all those other teams, most of them, they don't have the expectation. Sure, prospectively, every club wants to win the league, but not every club's fan base has the same level of expectation. We have to realize these things greatly impact players' performance. He did say weeks or months, but the manager is not speaking like out of guaranteed. He's speaking, but hypothetically, bro. So to focus on that sentence makes it a little difficult. The player has not had a preseason. Obviously, he's going to need to get match fit, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he needs to get match fit. You know what I mean? Like, bro, think about it think about it like this, right? Think about Man United like this. Imagine we just got to the academy. So we come into the academy and we have to, we were one of the best players in our entire country. We are the generational talent from Trinidad and Tobago. Just think about it from this perspective. You get signed to Manchester United, you come into the team, right? You're not going to start playing games. You're going to have to train a few weeks, watch a few games, get yourself in tune, and then you start playing. It may not be your best game. You could hit the ground running or not. And then, guess what happens then? You have a run of good games, and then you get an injury. You're out for 3 months. Everyone starts questioning, is he going to come back as good as he was? But then you come back better. So these things are unpredictable, bro. And this is why I'm like, everyone needs to calm down. Take a chill. Have a juice. Drink some water. Think about it. Go, do something else. Forget United today. You know what I mean? Focus on your family today. Focus on work. Focus on studies. You know what I mean? Do something else. Get your mind off of it because we're all upset. And while it's okay to be upset, we shouldn't just think that no, because it went bad for 2 games means the whole season is going to go bad. I mean, in our first season, we lost the first 2 games worse. We got 4-0 and 3-0 or something like that. And we ended up finishing third with the third most points in the league. You know what I mean? We won a Carabao Cup. We played in the FA Cup final. You know what I mean? So the first 5 games, they don't dictate the season, guys. Manchester City's not going to win every game. Arsenal is not winning every game. No team above us is winning every game. In fact, when it comes this time around, January, what if we win against every single one of the top 6, the top 10 teams? What happens then? They all drop 3 points each to Man United. What goes on then? It could happen, guys. It could happen. Yeah, the ups are bantering, bro. But like I keep saying to everyone, it's a Caribbean thing. Who laugh last, laugh best, bro. And we wait. You know what I mean? You know, you don't banter the ups back just because you win a game. You wait until you go on a run 7 games long. Let them forget that you had it in for them. And when you come back like Biggie. You come back like Tupac, like Jay-Z, like Jordan, wearing the 4-5. You know what I mean? To aim at them. Because you know what? Shots fired, bro. Shots fired. It's how it goes. Many channels make money from that civil war. Yeah, true, bro. The fan base is anything but united, a full-blown civil war. And this is the problem, Vegeta. Why are we fighting amongst ourselves? Why? For what? Everyone wants to see us break apart. Well, bro, Rick or Mank, sometimes, like I would say it like this. Maybe it's time for him to move on. Maybe he's just having a bad, you know, some bad moments. Maybe we have to think about it from the player's perspective. I mean, think about it, guys. Don't you guys think that the referees in the league have been a little bit partial to Casemiro? I think they've been a largely overly critical of some of his plays. I think they kind of thrown off his rhythm as a footballer, to be fair. If you look at some of the challenges and some of the cards that they give to him, players do worse to him and they don't get the same treatment that he does. And I feel like that may have messed with his mind. Now, you know, he has shown a decent performance in game 1. Game week 2, he was decent. He did make a lot of mistakes in this game, you know, so I can't say, you know, there's thing, but what I can say is if you're partnering him next to Ugarte, a lot of the problems that we're worried about are going to disappear. You know what I mean? You're going to get that Casemiro who's going forward, who can spray passes, who's going to read the game. And then you're going to have Ugarte to back him up, to make sure there's legs to solve the problems, the breakaways, to stop the threat in the midfield. So it's going to be more of a synergetic situation, guys. I think we have to look at this more of how could our players be teammates to the other players? How can they support each other and make this work? Because at the end of the day, no one man makes a team. Everyone on the team has a job to do, and them thereby doing their job, also the little extra by covering for their teammate that might have made a mistake or an error. This is what makes a team, because you have to contribute. Sometimes you have to do more than you're actually tasked with. You have to sometimes compensate for the mistakes of their teammates or the lack or limitations of them. So it's all about the team coming together, bro. That's my honest opinion. Recommend by asking the captain to actually show for the ball. 100%. 100%. 10 Hawks for a season. We played 62 games, 1 less than the treble winners. We made it into 2 cup finals. The quarterfinal is a Europa. We still failed to back the manager in the summer window. Bro, you know, you would say this and they would say we're liars. They would say he got Mason Mount. We wanted a defender and he got Johnny Evans. I'd just leave it at that, bro. Yeah, bro, we're a club in turmoil. 10 years of the owner abuse, mismanagement, poor decision-making, bad signings, over expenditure, debt. You know, so many things went wrong in that decade, guys, that it's so weird that we expect it to be fixed in 18 months. You know what I mean? We expect all of these problems to just disappear. Poof. It's going to have residual effects, guys. It's going to take some time. I really think we shouldn't buy into the hype. You know, everyone, no matter what your opinion is, it is valid. I'm saying it here now. Whether someone disagrees with you or someone agrees with you, that shouldn't matter. Your opinion is your own. Own that. you know what I mean, be proud of that, because I'm proud of mine. Whether I'm wrong or not, I could put my hands up and say, I was wrong, guys. But I could also put my hands up and pump my fist like I was right. But at the same time, who's going to laugh at another United fan, bro? We're all the fans of the same team. Whether we lost today, whether you hate the manager, you dislike the manager, you don't like Rashford, you like Rashford, when we lose, we all lose. It's not about who's right. It's about United winning, guys. I think we are losing sight of that as a fan base. It's about the team winning, the team doing their best, not about us as individuals being right, really. I mean, it's going to be amazing if we were right, but it's really all about the team, guys. Big up to Philip Bidwell coming. Big up, Mark. Back your manager. I'm backing him to keep it status quo. Bro, I think we're still in for a surprise this season. I'm not giving up my hopes on the 17 games undefeated yet, Philip. Guys could clip me on that. I'm not giving up hope. Last season, I was confident we're going to lose 10 games or more. So now that I'm confident about that, I'm sticking with it because I have good vibes. I have good vibes. Trust me. Could never go wrong with good vibes. Dan Ashworth, on previously transfer windows, we've signed a lot of players unrelated to Ten Hag. That sums up Glazer management, Woodward, Richard, Arnold, etc. Back the manager, Ten Hag stays. Yo, listen, what I can say is I back the manager, but most of all, I'm trusting the structure. Everyone knows I wanted a full sale only, so I was never going to be a fan of any of us, but they've made me a fan over the summer. Some of the decisions that was made, some of the players, not the players, but some of the executives that were brought in were best in class. Top of the top drawer, top shelf guys. You know what I mean? And you have to say, well, look, these guys are great. You know, Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, Dan Ashworth, Christopher Favell. You know, we got a set piece coach. We got a goalkeeping coach. We got a midfield coach. We got a striking, bro. We got so much more than we initially anticipated, right? And this is the biggest thing. Everyone is complaining about all these different things. We got so many things new that came into the club in the last 3 months. It's going to take time for the effects of those impacts to happen and show themselves. Sometimes it's not always open and plain to see, bro. And while a team like Brighton might be looking amazing under a new manager, Brighton always played that similar style of football for the last 8-9 seasons, bro. No matter if it was him, it was De Zerbi, or it was Potter. They played a similar style. It's the same thing with Liverpool. Man United, however, played counter-attacking football for decades. For a decade before Ten Hag. Almost a decade before Ten Hag. Counter-attack. Do you expect that ethos to change to attacking football overnight? It doesn't. Especially when you don't have players who think that they should work harder than the youths who are coming in. If you look at teams like Crystal Palace, they have lots of those smaller teams have one thing in common. All the players, they work very hard. They fight. They run through brick walls day or night. Doesn't matter the manager. They work hard. You know why? Because they're a small club. They are still fighting to get their club to the big club status. So they all have that goal. Some of our players, their biggest problem is that they come to a big club and they don't think it's part of their responsibility to elevate that club status. That's the biggest problem. That's what I see in some situations. And I could be wrong, but I feel like if I'm a footballer, how could I not tell myself I want to be one of the best in the world every single time I wake up in the morning? Every single night before I go to sleep. If I'm not trying to be the best in my position, why am I playing football? Am I just trying to participate? This is a competition, guys. We got to remember that at the end of the day. Big up to the Elite Baller coming in. Smash the likes. Subscribe. Turn on the notification bell, guys. Let's go Reds. You know what I mean? Man, we all know what Arteta did in his third season. The fans are overreacting because of a few United YouTubers like Saeed extra giving him time. Bro, I agree with you, bro. I'm not gonna blame anyone directly for why the fans are going nuts. I mean, Twitter is a very, very strange place. You know what I mean? Guys, you need to watch yourselves on there. You know what I mean? It could get you going on agendas that you don't even know just because of the news and the way they snip the news and they put it on there. You can, definitely find news that lead an agenda and make it seem like it's the right. But sometimes it's just the facts that they are using to support their agenda. Big up to Jeff Steele coming in. Hey, Mark, I think Ugarte can unlock more attacking Casemiro, which can benefit the team. Ugarte is a DM machine. Means dropping Menu, though, but think Ugarte is going to be a major influence. This is our next big point. Thank you so much for that one. And you know what? I might not be so mad on that. Yes, we have a buyback clause on Mason Greenwood, buddy. The buyback clause is pretty cheap as well. You know what I mean? We have a sell-on clause as well. So, yeah, I think, don't stress. Trust me. I think the reason why they put a buyback clause is because they intend to use it. But people might say I'm crazy. That's just my thoughts. Big up to that. Big up to you. But yeah, guys, what are your thoughts on this? I think this brought up a very, very huge point. But also, maybe it can offer something different in our midfield. I mean, Kobe Mainu is generational, guys. Let's not get it twisted. He might have had 2 bad games, you know what I mean? But we know he will get back to his winning ways. We know he will get back to performing like the Kobe we saw last season for like 17 games, back-to-back deliverance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say it like this. Maybe it might be, good to have him rotate some games in early. There's lots of games to be played. What if he doesn't play all the Premier League games, but he starts Europa League games, but he starts FA Cup games? It could be an alternate situation. Like, in my honest opinion, there should only be 5 names on the team sheet that start every game. Maybe the goalkeeper, the centre-back partnership, a midfielder, which is the captain, and one of the strikers or one of the wingers. That's my 5. After that, everyone's position is up for grabs. You got to fight for it. You got to fight for the rights, to play for United. 100%. You can't just get a start because it's there. You know what I mean? Bad luck for Ten Hag. Would be to play a team like Brighton and Liverpool at the very beginning of the season. Brighton and Liverpool, Arsenal City play system football in a longer period. Ronan, oh my goodness, bro. High five. Big up to you, brother. High five for that one, bro. Lots of people forget these things. You know what I mean? Real Madrid, Bayern, Barcelona, or any other club had a season like we did, breaking every negative record. Their coach would be sacked in a heartbeat. Oh, well, that's not true. You know what I mean? Real Madrid lost some major games to Barcelona. You know what I mean? They lost the La Liga. They barely won the Champions League that season. That was the only trophy they lifted that season. They lost a lot of games. I think they finished like 4th, bro. You know what I mean? Or 3rd that season. And they didn't sack Ancelotti. You know what I mean? You know what they did? They backed him. They went and they got Bellingham. They got this other guy. They got that guy. You know what I mean? This season they got Mbappe. Bro. Mbappe, in the last 3 seasons, Madrid spent more than $1 billion, bro, on their coach. They drew to Las Palmas, who's the equivalent of drawing to Ipswich. Think about that, bro. Barcelona is broke. They overspent. And Bayern, well, we already know what's happening to Bayern. They hired a coach that I would say, bro, it's going to be long in the next couple of games for him. Because the moment the games come thick and fast, I want to see what company does. I'll be watching it. I watch all the leagues, bro. Sometimes I really have, I don't watch much television otherwise, so I just watch football. I don't watch too many series, films. I think, television series are make-believe, just like a movie. I'd rather watch a football game. I will watch it sometimes in company of people and friends. You know what I mean? I do get my subscription on, but at the same time, I watch more football in my free time. Slot is different from Klopp. I see a more controlled Liverpool, a tighter Liverpool, but they press very good. We are open in 10's 3rd season. Story. Let's examine 2 things. 1, Liverpool was always, tight. They was always sort of compact. They always pressed well. It's something that they've been doing under Klopp for the last 9 seasons. You know what I mean? So basically, you're saying that a team that Klopp had for the last, let's say, largely 9, let's say 8 players out of that starting 11 were there with Klopp for the last 2 or 3 seasons, right? Playing under Klopp, right? In that same system, right? So now Slot slows it down a little bit so it's more controlled. And suddenly, he's working miracles. That's what you're saying to me. Go back and watch Slot's team, bro, last season, bro. Trust me. Watch that team and watch Liverpool side by side. Be it. Put it up on your laptop, put up Liverpool on last season on your TV. The play style is almost identical. It's just one style is a little bit slower, and one style is let's go all out. Rock and roll. I think it's largely the same. That's why it's so easy for Liverpool to play it. If you're confident in ETH and Ineos, then are you ready to quit YouTube if they fail? As I see, you are trying too hard to convince us every day, so you yourself should have the balls to be brave and bank on them. Luman, you wanna make this kind of bet with your boy. You gotta put up something really good because when I win, bro, it has to be. This is drastic, you know. You have to pay for my season ticket next season, bro. If you're willing to take that bet, and we have someone who's willing to back you, then we can do the bet, bro. I could quit you. I would put YouTube up if you put up my season ticket fee next season, bro. 5K. Big up. Yeah, Bots is saying it. I mean, I've been saying it, bro. So, yo, Box, generational buyback clause. 100%, Steph. 100%. 100%. Mark, we're crying for goals. Mason is killing it. Bro, we know he was going to kill it, bro. Why do you think they wanted him out so bad? They know he was going to kill it. They know he was going to kill it. They know the moment this kid walked out on that Man United pitch and scored, it's all over. He was never going anywhere. Why do you think they wanted to get him out so bad? Kobe needs help. Bruno needs help. Cass needs help, says Ryan Lee. Well, I don't think Kobe needs help. I think Kobe needs match fitness. Bruno might need, the guys who play around him to be a little bit more intelligent and read the game better. Because Marcus, he needs to work on that. Cass needs help. I think Cass might be better suited to playing in the 8th role this season and drop Ugarte in the DM. So I think it's going to be one of those situations. That's my honest opinion. Incy Wincy or Teeny Weeny? Which one? You know what I mean? Luman, what if MarkN accepts your challenge? Would you stop trolling people if ETH and Ineos succeeds? Lutata is talking to you, Luman. You know what I mean? Paul Incy Wincy Spider or Paul Pete Parker. I mean, I'm not much of a spider guy. You know what I mean? It's weird. I like dogs though. They're cool. You know what I mean? Brian Foskett, lots of spammers in the chat. It's all good, bro. You know what I mean? Stephanie and Box, they will take care of the guys, most of them. You know what I mean? Don't hear from the Glazers in years already. In your etc. Communication is excellent. Ashworth happy with transfer period, but want more. So big things to come. Love the communication from them. Jeff, these guys, they know what to do. You know what I mean? They know exactly what to do. Stephanie, you're such a cheat. Elite, yeah, she's smooth with it. Elite, she's smooth. She's really smooth with it. Big up to Stephanie coming in, 27 likes. Where did they finish? 8th? No, but like at the same time, bro, did they have an injury crisis? No, they didn't. You know what I mean? They didn't. You know what I mean? But I know who did finish 8th twice. Arsenal. I know who finished 8th as well. Jurgen Klopp. You know what I mean? I feel like it's overrated in the sense that if you know your team is in a rebuild, they are a work in progress. The squad is not good enough or was not good enough before that new manager came, and you wanted to get half of that squad sold, then you should not be surprised if we don't perform as well. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think it has to go hand in hand. A work in progress means things aren't perfect yet. Things aren't yet streamlined. It means that we're still working on fixing issues, minor problems, and kinks. It's going to need some tweaking as we advance. Maybe you think so, but I think it's perfect sense because if you take a child, for example, and you put them in school, some of them might be geniuses. Some of them might have photographic memory. You know what I mean? And everything is swimming. Some children might have to study hard. It happens. You know what I mean? Some people do it in one day. Some people do it in hours. Some people do it in days. It happens. So comparing one to the other is sometimes not always actually genuine, because then if you compare you know, a team of overachievers next to a team of underachievers, it is going to look long. But I bet you that in some subjects, some of the underachievers might be doing better than some of the overachievers with less effort. These things happen. You know what I mean? I'm not missing your point you made, bro. I understand exactly what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that sometimes, as good as our heritage is, right? The current reality of our team now does not match that. And as much as we might look at some of these players and say that they are great, and yes, we paid lots of money for some of them, they might not be it. How is that so hard to understand? I mean, Pep Guardiola signed 56 players, bro. 56. Who did he really improve signing 56 players, bro? That's an average of 9 players each year for 7 years. 9. 9 every season. 9. Bro, come on, man. Come on, man. And he's the best manager on the planet, according to most people. According to most people. You know what I mean? Dennis, the bro, biggest movie I've ever seen. Was the best. Dennis Law, Owen, Violet. Okay, bro. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about there. I'm not sure why we're so obsessed with 8. Technically, we finished joint 7th with Liverpool. He's finished 7 2 seasons ago after challenging. It's right there, bro. You know what I mean? Let's not fight. You know what I mean? Accept it, not fans, but not if he had Ugarte, Toby instead of Casemiro, the score would have been 1-1 or 1-0. Exactly, bro. Accept it or not, it's fact. Slot reasoning for playing the way he does makes sense. I don't disagree with the way he plays, bro. You know, in fact, I would like to see United play a mixture of playing out from the back and balls over the top. I think these things are part and parcel of football. Sometimes the game gets open, sometimes it's controlled. It's football. You know what I mean? Some of the best games in football were open games. So I'm not sure why we're so hyped about some of these things, guys. You know what I mean? Big up to you, be cool. Laughed at me for 3 hours, but you know, the return leg, I promise you this season, bro. I'm coming into Anfield this season, bro. And I'm kicking down the stadium, bro. I'm gonna kick that stadium down, and we're gonna deal you back that 3-0, bro, or worse at Anfield. Trust me, this season, that's gonna be the record set. That Anfield victory, United, it's gonna last with me for the rest of my life. Trust me. Promise you, bro. Saying it now. Big up, bro. Ronan says, I believe Ten Hag might eventually settle on a Mount Mainu Ugarte midfield. This trio strikes the right balance and style of play ETH is aiming for. What are your thoughts on this? I don't think that's too far-fetched, bro. As much as I don't rate Mason Mount, I can see the positives. I can see exactly what you're thinking there. Mainu might be the furthest forward. You know what I mean? I think Mount would partner with Ugarte in that pivot because they are both very industrious. Mount will also get forward to help Mainu because we know that's what he does. And I think Mainu will be the one to carry the ball in that occasion most of the time. He will be tasked as the ball carrier. So maybe it might be interesting. It might be. Do you think Ten Hag is misunderstood during the interview? A lot, largely, bro. Largely, bro. If any other manager said those things, they might understand him better or might accept it. Kobe needs some rest. That is what he needs. 100%. 100%. The boy has played a lot of football. Bro, if Greenwood was in our team, he would have scored 8 goals already, bro. Don't do that. Don't ever do that, bro. Don't ever do that, bro. Greenwood is a product of Manchester United, my brother. Roberto De Zerbi got a finished article. He doesn't have to do anything. He's not responsible for any success that Greenwood is going to have. He does nothing for him. He was already generational, my brother. Don't try to slip in that nonsense, bro. I'm not having that with you. I'm not saying miracles, but it's a different. You don't see it. It's your problem. Klopp were wild in the press. Now it's more control. I agree with that, bro. This is why I said Arne Slot slowing the game down gives Liverpool more control in the general play of the game. Doesn't mean it's a different style of play. It's the same thing, just slower. You know what I mean? It's like if I play a C note, you know what I mean, in 98 BPM, and then you play the same C note in 44. You know what I mean? It's in 48. It doesn't matter. It's the same note, bro. You know what I mean? Same home note. If you play C, it's A440. It should be A39. You know what I mean? But they change it to A440. So it's simple, guys. It's an A note no matter where you go. Unless it's flat, it's sharp, or it's off key. And that's my thoughts. Big up. So Jim wants United back to the top, and regularly so in the first transfer period, has done amazing, but said to need to do more. Patience, guys. We will be back. Ineos already showing they mean business. We are losing Bruno's brilliance. He's moving out of the windows of excellence. He's closing in on 30. I don't like that 30-year-old thing, bro. I'm above 30. What do you think? I'm losing all my excellence, bro. You think the best of me is not yet to come still? I feel bad now. Big up, my brother. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day, though. I think Bruno's had a bad season last season. I think he will improve. He's played a lot of football, guys. I think, maybe he needs some rest. I think maybe Bruno needs some rest. You know what I mean? Save him from himself right now. You know what I'm saying? That's my honest opinion. Do you think Nation League destroys fun of club football? Not really. I can't say it like that, and I cannot say that because you know what? I am really, really grateful for Nations League. As a Trinidadian from the Caribbean, from CONCACAF, we didn't have all that, that football. We were never able when I was growing up as a kid playing football, we never had the opportunity to play so much international games against the different countries regularly. It was always something the countries had to work on together, and it was never really coordinated. The competitive levels were never amazing. So I would say it kind of slowed the development of football in CONCACAF down. Countries like USA and Canada that are super wealthy in comparison, one state is more wealthy than the entire Caribbean. It's easy for those countries to facilitate football from the grassroots. They have so many sponsors, to facilitate playing games with other nations. And we didn't have that. You know what I mean? USA and Canada could afford to play 100 games a season, and they could pay for that out of their pockets. We don't have that in the Caribbean. Countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, we couldn't afford those things. So the Nations League brings a lot of football, international level football, to countries that can't afford it, and it improves us. It gives us the chance to play regular football, and it gives our young talent the chance to get noticed. So I'm appreciative of the Nation League, bro, but that's purely because I'm from the Caribbean, and it actually does something for us that you guys in Europe and maybe in other parts of the world, like that have those flashy leagues with lots of sponsorships and stuff. You might not really need it. I mean, England, the size of England's or some of the European nations, their pool of footballing talent is larger than the population of my country, bro. So that play sports. So, you know what I mean? It's funny and it's interesting. Big up. I'm glad the international break, Man United, means no defeat. So, bruh. Question, how many goals will Rashford get in the league? I hope he will score at least 15. But right now, it's looking like maybe 9 or 10, bro, to be fair. Big up. Klopp finished 8th during his first season. He took over mid-season. Yeah, still finished 8th, though. Doesn't change the fact he finished 8th. You know what I mean? I won't comment about finishing 8th thing, not when I'm backing Eric Ten Hag 100%. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Darko. English football clubs can be successful run by British and Americans. Chelsea under Abramovich, Man City under Abu Dhabi is prime example. The British are only good at bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't ever do that, bro. Don't do that to me. That's bad. I could get clipped really badly for that. That's really bad, bro. You know what I mean? Be nice. Be nice, bro. I remember seeing Colin Gibson and Terry Gibson playing for United, and they weren't brothers. Well, if you hadn't said that, Steph, I was going to ask if they were twins. Big up to you. Bold prediction. Next season, United fights for the Premier League title. Mark my words. I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you. 51 of 56 of those 56 were fullbacks. Possibly. We're winning this season, Jeff Seal, says Brendan Chappelle. Big up to Brendan. Brendan has been saying that from before the season began. So if we do win, guys, Brendan is the guy with the energy. Ronan says, Mark, I believe Ten Hag might eventually settle on amount. Oh, I did. Did I read that already? I think I did. Big up to Ray Carl, 100-pound players sit on the bench, 60 million for Phillips. Bro, it's long. It's long for those guys. Tell me winning what you deluded time pass fan. What? I say the same thing. However, our goalkeeper keeps giving the ball away when he goes long. It's crazy. Yeah, Onana needs to work on himself, bro. I had a dream Anthony started versus Southampton, scored a hat-trick, and we finished the season. Bro, Bucks, when it happens, you know I have the kit already. I'll be wearing it. They can't talk to me. I will be there. You know that. I will be there. Big up. Mount is the player who gets ETH system to work. He's not flashy. He's one in the most not noticed. 100%. From finishing 3rd to 8th, never considered work in progress. Why not? Why not? We went from 6th to 3rd from the season before. I swear. Lost in translation. Big up to Yali coming in. Am I the only one to notice how Menu are being targeted by man marking him? My biggest gripe is our midfield. Nobody comes to collect the ball, nor do we pass through the press. It happens sometimes, bro. I think that's still a work in progress. Nah, bro. That doesn't work like that, bro. Have you ever started a business? If you start a business, you know what I mean by work in progress, bro. Sometimes you could go up, crash, but just before you hit the bottom, you hit that right note, and you go straight to the top, and your business remains successful, bro. These things happen. Imagine playing 4-3-3 with no Cam, Casemiro, Menu, midfield, Ugarte as a CDM. That means dropping Bruno. Yeah, though this midfield would be amazing. Yeah, I think so. It would be interesting, but you know, just like I keep it saying, bro. Whoever starts, they start. Better that than anyone else, bro. In my honest opinion, it's about who's the best player for the game we need to play. Start them. Sometimes it's not about just starting players because they played well. It's about, you know, everyone should come in and do their job, whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day, no matter who we're playing, bro. Anyone should be able to be an option. Big up. I don't take it personal. I'm referring to, yeah, bro. No stress, bro. No stress to Earth fan, bro. 100%, buddy. Big up. Brendan, but that's because I get the dude. I have experience handling people like ETH. On the other hand, I might not have that ability. Big up to bro. Big up. Look at Georgia. They got into the Euros because of the Nation League, and they did things that no one expected. Sign that the Nation League is working. 100%, Yali. 100%, bro. Memphis, a mixture of Rashford, Martial, and Sancho in terms of stubbornness. Probably. Rabiot, it's gone quiet, bro. And I've been hearing some reports saying that we were never really in for him. But I think they're just saying that because his fees are kind of, you know, we did offer 140 at the beginning, but I hear they came back in with another fee that they wanted something like 180 or 220. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. So let's see how it goes. You know, United are still looking for opportunities on the market. That much I can tell you. There have been some reports. So let's see. You know, Alex Telles might be a shock situation. You know what I mean? It might be interesting to see how it goes. Big up to Nero, bro. What's good? Big up to Jim Watkins. Yeah, bro. Big up to you guys. I'm in the house, feeling much better. We'll be better soon as well. Why are we so open? Have 10 been too much on... Bro. Yo, story, bro. Story. Calm down, bro. I won't grow, bro. I'm trying to get to 2K, bro. I'm not trying to get my channel banned. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get to 2K, maybe 10, but, you know, come on, man. Big up to you, though, broski. I want us to think about United Fans Business Portal, whether it's like selling tickets, fans selling goods on a platform, more like United commercial platform owned by the fans. That's what I would think, you know. I think that's what my channel is, bro. Like, it's owned by you guys. I just work for you. You know what I mean? Every day. Thanks for clearing my Nations League related doubt, man. Now I know the reason. 100%, bro. Like, you know, there's a lot. Like, listen, a lot of the countries that play football, they're not as developed, you know. They're not as able to fund, you know. Like, look at that situation with, take it, for example, not to talk about someone else other than United really quickly, but, you know, look at the situation with the Jamaican player who plays for, I think it's Aston Villa. I can't remember his name. You know what I mean? He plays for Jamaica, Leroy Bailey, right? He's a very good player, very talented, right? Now, he gets this amazing treatment playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. You know what I mean? It's in the Premier League. And Jamaica cannot give him the same treatment. They don't have the funding for that. You know what I mean? They don't have, you know, people working on staff to drive him around just like they would do at Aston Villa. They don't have that. Even the National Stadium of Jamaica does not even fare in comparison to the quality of the stadium that Aston Villa has. I mean, it's probably 3 or 4 or 5 times bigger because they seat, I think, like 60K or something like that. That's like 3 times bigger. And the facilities are much nicer, to be fair. No disrespect to Jamaica, because the stadium I have in Trinidad is pretty much the same as the one they have in Jamaica. But we could barely seat 30K, bro. It's smaller, for one. You know what I mean? We don't have all these amazing, generous people, you know, with a population that could really, you know, afford them the ability to sponsor the football team regardless of whatever they want to do or sports. You know what I mean? My population in Trinidad and Tobago is 1.2 million, guys. That's less than lots of major cities around the world. You know what I mean? So it's really difficult. So one of the things where I keep telling people from, you know, sometimes, you know, it does look like if the Caribbean is not trying their best, they do. It's just with the facilities, with the amenities that are available for them, with what they can afford, they're doing their best. And it doesn't seem like it's always good enough. But when you live in foreign countries, first world countries, you know, the average level of what's standard is so much higher that it seems like these guys are doing nothing. You know what I mean? Which is kind of far from the truth, to be fair, guys. Big up. Made mistakes giving Bruno bumper rise, bro. That was weird. Then I didn't really want to know about that. That just happened, bro. And I mean, I'm not mad entirely, but I expect Bruno to perform better. Every player who wears the badge has a commitment to perform at their best because it's what the badge represents. And time some players were reminded of this. Think Keane, Beckham, etc. would not put in. 100%, bro. 100%. 100%. In my city, match tickets are free, but nobody goes to watch. Wow. Nation League rewards mediocrity, and I don't agree with it. Well, I mean, I can't disagree with you there, bro. 100%. You know, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure to bring this stream to you guys. You know, it's always fun interacting with you guys. It's been your boy, MarkN MUFC fan. Thanks so much for your time. This has been my daily update, Man United views. You know, midday views, your views and mine. You know, we talked about it. I hope that everything works out. Don't forget, interact with the poll, guys. Smash a like and subscribe. Share it around. The road to 2K is here. Maybe let's run to 10K. Let's walk to 2 first. But big up to all of you joining me. Thank you so much for all of your questions and your time. We will be back later on. And guys, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's your boy. Big up to all of you. Thank you so much. Great show from all of you. Thanks for your support. Keep smashing the likes and subscribe. We will be here. Wherever Man United is, we are here. Oh, guys, good news. I'm doing vlogs for the Europa League match day at Old Trafford. Your boy will be there. You know what I mean? And hopefully I'll link up with Alien and some of these guys, maybe do some little, you know, some chats with the boys at Old Trafford. And you can see us all hanging out in person, right? It's going to be a fun time. Let's get ready to go, guys. Big up to all of you. It's been your boy, MarkN MUFC fan, with the update, guys. And we are going to win the Europa League. Just remember, I told you that. I have got tickets. I've never been to a game United lost, bro. Well, no, since 2022. Because in 2022, we did lose some games. But the ones I went to after that, we've won all of them. So I'm not the likes of that trade. But don't worry, if I see him at Old Trafford, I'll knock him out. You know what I mean? I'll put him in a cab and send him to dinner somewhere else so he misses a game. I'll make sure to pay his cab to take him somewhere else, to Man City Stadium, not to United. Trust me on that. I'll do you guys a favor. Big up, everyone. Your boy will be back later on. I'll see you guys.
Baby.